What's up, guys? Long time no freaking see. So, I'm fucking stuck. So, this is gonna be how my birth went plus my postpartum update. So, I went into labor a week before I gave birth. So I think on a Monday I went into labor, but it wasn't, like, oh, I can't take it. Don't know why I just whispered, but yeah. So I went in to labor that day, blah, blah, blah. But by the third day, I started feeling the actual pains. Like, most of you may know how Braxton Hicks feel, which are like just very strong period cramps. The pain I was feeling were not strong period cramps. These were contractions, and they did not feel like no period cramps. So it's like somebody literally taking the bottom of your stomach and just squeezing. And that's a fucking wasp. So yeah, it was not as hard sleeping just yet. I wasn't bleeding or anything. My water still has not broke by this time. It has not broken yet. My boyfriend started staying the night with me from when I went into labor, because he wasn't allowed to before. That's a whole nother story for sorry about that, the wind went crazy. So yeah, my boyfriend was staying with me from when I went into labor, so he was helping me out through, like, in the middle of the night, because I would wake up. Of course, like, that was normal for me anyways, waking up in the middle of the night. But I would wake up with, like, really bad stomach pains and really bad back pains. Yeah, so I say the next day is when it, like, really, really got bad. And on top of that, throughout my whole pregnancy, I was having gas pains. And okay, let me just tell y'all what the hell I did for me to go into labor. So, ladies, if you're pregnant, and by the time you get to, like, at least 38 weeks, at least. I prefer 39, but if this thing moves one more time. Yeah, so I drank castor oil. I drank two or three teaspoons the first night, and the next day is when I started feeling like a little, no, I took it the second night after I had went into labor already. Does that make sense? It's making sense today. So after the first day of drinking that, I let it, soothe for like another day. It didn't do anything. Like, I literally felt nothing. I was fine all day. I took walks up and down the hill. Like, literally felt nothing. And so I drank more that night, and I think it was another 3 teaspoons. So by then I done drunk 6 teaspoons of castor oil. I don't recommend it. I recommend you be patient, because first of all, that shit is nasty. It's disgusting. Of course, you don't drink it by yourself. You're gonna drink it with they say drink it with orange juice. I drank it with cranberry juice or something like that. It just thinking about it makes me nauseous all over again. It was really gross. Anyways, I keep getting distracted. I didn't like being outside, so I'm seeing all these bugs and stuff, and it's distracting me. Sorry. But yeah, so the next day after I took that other 3 teaspoons, boy, I woke up in the worst pain. I didn't get any sleep that night because I kept waking up in the middle of the night, and I feel bad, so bad for my boyfriend, because like I kept waking him up like I was hurting, and he's like, just go to the hospital, just go to the hospital. And you know, us girls, like, we think we know it all, and I'm like, no, I'm fine, like I'm good. So I'm just sitting here fighting through the pain. Like, it wasn't even that bad, but it was bad. And after he left for work that morning, my mom was the one helping me out. I look naked. My mom was the one helping me out throughout the day. And castor oil cleans out your system. So I was shitting all day. But it wasn't like you can just go to the bathroom and it's just gonna come out. Like, no, I was in like terrible pain. And then I wasn't trying to push. It was like my body was pushing itself, but it was the bowel movement coming out. And I was scared because I'm like, I'm pushing too hard, I'm gonna push my damn baby out. And I'm like, well, water didn't even break yet still. So I'm sitting here screaming in pain. This is like 5 in the morning. I'm screaming in like the worst pain. This is before my boyfriend left. He slept through that. I don't even know how. But there's a bug over there. Yeah, so I'm screaming in pain or whatever. And then, you know, 2 hours later, after I gained enough courage to lay back down, is my baby up? She is. False alarm. She didn't wake up. What was that? In pain. Okay.
So he left. I tried to sleep a little bit. It wasn't really working out for me.
And then after he left, I got up again to go use the bathroom. See, it feels like I have to use it, and then when I get on the toilet, I'm not doing anything until the I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, I get really distracted. It looks like I'm on a green screen, but I'm not. This is my actual backyard. Yeah, so I'm in the bathroom again, and like, it was like every time I felt the pushing feeling of like when everything was about to come out, I would scream because it would hurt so bad. Like, I'm feeling the contractions and pushing at the same time. It's like I'm giving birth, but I'm not. I'm taking a shit. So that happened. And so my mom's like, I need to get in a hot bath. So I try and make my way to her bathroom because she has a bigger tub. Like, it's nice, and it was really relaxing. And by this time, I haven't gotten any sleep. I was in pain. I still had to use the bathroom. So by the time I got to her bathroom, I sat back on the toilet because I had to use it again. And everything came out again. I'm screaming, but this time it was more of a relief. So right after that, I get in the tub and I just soaked, and I fell asleep in the tub about an hour or two. My mom was right there, of course, to watch me, but we were both tired because I was up in the middle of the night and just in pain, and she was worried about me. Of course, that's the mommy. So, my boyfriend didn't come back that night. He went home. So, this is what? Monday night. Yep, this is Monday night. Around, I can't get it together. Let me just start this over. Monday night around 9:00 p.m. My sister, my mom, my other sister, my stepsister, they're all there, and my stepdad, of course. They're all there, but it's just my mom and my middle sister helping me out. So I'm laying down, I'm trying to eat. Like, I can't eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't do anything. My mom's like, I need to eat something because I don't have nothing on my stomach, and that's not good for the baby and all that other stuff. So I'm like, all right. I was scared to eat because I didn't want my stomach pains to happen again. So, and I never told my mom that I drank castor oil. No, I did after the second dose. So after I eat the yogurt, I barely ate it. I had a sandwich that day too. And after I ate the yogurt or whatever, about 10 minutes later, I felt the contractions. They were stronger. And so I go to the bathroom again. I'm just trying to go. But the pains were getting worse, like to where I couldn't take it. I couldn't walk. I couldn't get off the toilet. I couldn't do anything. So my mom's like, yeah, we're going to the hospital. Like, whether they turn you back around or not, we just need to go to check where you're at or whatever. So I'm like, I'm good, I'm fine. And they're like, no, you're going. So I'm like, all right. And so I'm still sitting on the toilet waiting for them to get ready because I can't move. I'm still in pain. And about 15-20 minutes later, I like get the strength to get up. I'm still in pain, but I got up, I got my stuff, went downstairs, and we all got in the truck. My stepsister, she had already like finished school requirements, so like she didn't have to go to school. My little sister did, so she didn't go with us. So my stepsister, my middle sister, and my mom, they took me to the hospital. We get there, and they see how much pain I'm in or whatever. I'm in a wheelchair and all that stuff. They get me to the room like that. So I get to the room, and they hook me up to the monitor where it sees the baby's heartbeat and my contractions. And so they're like, I'm having contractions every like 5 to 10 minutes. And so they're like, they're gonna monitor me for an hour. I can either choose to walk for an hour or wait for an hour and see where I'm at. Because when I got there, they checked how far I was dilated, and I was only 2 centimeters. And I was in that much pain. Like, it was a lot. And so I'm getting checked every 30 minutes. They bring me water, they check the contractions, and I'm still like trying to use the bathroom. They're like, you don't have to use the bathroom. It's gonna feel like you have to pee, but it's just the pressure of the baby, because her head was already down. Her head's been down for like a month. She was ready. Yes. So after about an hour, they come back, and I'm just like hoping that I made it up another centimeter. So the lady checks me, and she's like, it's me. She texts me, and I'm still 2 centimeters. So by this point, I'm just like really sad because they said if I'm still 2 centimeters, they're just gonna have to send me home, and I didn't want to go home because I'm in pain. I can't sleep, I can't eat, can't do nothing. So the doctor, she checks again, and she's like, I just made you 3 centimeters. Don't tell nobody. I'm like, you're the real MVP. Thank you. And so after I got made 3 centimeters, she's like, do you want an epidural? But I didn't even let her finish her sentence. I was like, yes, give me the epidural. So they gather everybody up, and they tell them that they're about to take me to the room where I'm gonna get the epidural and where I'm gonna give birth at. There was only one person allowed to be in the room when I'm getting the epidural. My boyfriend had just made it there, because I had called him. What time did I call him? I called him right when they told me I was 3 centimeters. So I told him that he can be on his way. This was like 12 in the morning when I called him. He got there around 1 or 2. Called my grandma, my dad, everyone was on their way. And I'm only at 3 centimeters. I'm like, it's okay, y'all. Chill out. Like, for real. It's alright. But I get to the room and they start like setting me up, and they're like telling me how when the man comes in, he's gonna explain to me this and that, blah 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 stuff. And so, skipping to the epidural part, my mom stayed in there with me. That was literally the scariest experience I have ever
been. Second scariest experience I have ever been. One of the scariest experiences I've ever been through.
So, you know how when you get it, y'all don't probably know, most of y'all probably know, oh, whatever. Anyways, when you get epidural, you have to be really still, like, really careful. Because it's going in your spine, and if something goes wrong, you can possibly become paralyzed. So, that was my main concern I was worried about. So while I'm getting the epidural, the man tells me what I'm gonna feel and when I'm gonna feel it. And so when I felt other things that he didn't say anything about, I like broke down in tears, because I'm like thinking in my mind, oh, I'm about to be paralyzed, like I'm not gonna be able to do this and that with my baby because I don't have no legs, basically. Like I'm scared. And then on top of that, he had to redo like the third step of it, because he said something about, I don't know, but it scared me when he said it. I think he said something like blood was coming out and it's not supposed to, and I was like, oh fuck no. You said you know what you're doing. Why am I bleeding on my back? So he had to redo that part. After that, after that, I was good. And then you're like, it's gonna take like 10 minutes for it to kick in. And it literally took like 5 minutes. Like I started feeling my toes going numb, then my legs going numb. And then they had to put a catheter in me, because since the middle of my belly and down was gonna be numb, I wasn't gonna feel when I had to pee. And I was gonna pee on myself if I didn't have that. So, about 10 minutes in, my belly and down is like, I can't feel anything. And then since I haven't gotten any sleep and all the pain was gone, I like just started to doze off. And they told me it was normal because all the pain is gone. So now I can like relax and stuff. So I just knocked out. I fell asleep. My boyfriend came in before I fell asleep. So my boyfriend and my mom stayed in the room. And 3 people can be in the room. So my boyfriend and my mom and my sister stayed in the room. But my sister like took turns swapping out with who wanted to come in and all that stuff. So I'm knocked out in about, that was what, 2 o'clock? So I say around 4, maybe 5 in the morning is when, no, before I fell asleep, which was like around 3, my dad, my grandma, his girlfriend, they showed up. And they came and visit, and they're like, all right, we're not gonna bother you no more, go to sleep. So I'm like, all right, I'm knocked out. I wake back up at like maybe 5 in the morning, 5:30. And so by this time, I have like hella energy. Don't know where I got it from, because 2 hours of sleep, what is that gonna do for me? But yeah, so I got those hours of sleep, and they came back and they checked and to see where I was at, and I was at 5 centimeters. So I still had time to wait. My water still has not broken. And they still had me on the monitor for my contractions and her heartbeat. So everyone's asleep. My boyfriend and my mom are in the room asleep. My sister, my stepsister, my dad, grandma, and his girlfriend, they are all in the lobby asleep. So around 7 in the morning, my friend Casey, hey girl, came to visit me because she works there, and she was like, "Are you in my hospital?" I was like, "Yeah." So she came to see me, and she stayed there for about like 45 minutes to an hour, and then literally right after she left, literally like they came in, like there's a bunch of nurses that just like came in out of nowhere, and they checked me again, and they're like, my water bag is like right there, like they can see it, so they pop it. I was like, oh. And me being numb, I didn't think I was gonna feel like the water, but as soon as she popped it, phew, I was like, oh shit. And this was about 8:40 something, I think, it was going on 9 o'clock, and they're like checking me again, and they're like, "Yep, you're 9 centimeters." And I was like, huh? Like, I wasn't nervous the whole time. I wasn't scared about anything because I had the epidural, and I'm like, I'm not gonna feel anything anyways, blah blah blah. And they're like, "You're 9 centimeters," and I'm just like, oh shit, you have to be 10 centimeters before you give birth. So I'm like, I got a centimeter left, and we about to get ready. They seen the head, and she was ready. So my boyfriend wasn't feeling well that morning anyways, so he's back and forth in the bathroom, and then as soon as he came out of the bathroom, we tell him we're like, yeah, I'm 9 centimeters.
She's 9. She's at 9.
This man throws up. I was like, you good, bro? Like, you're throwing up? Like, we're not even at 10 centimeters yet. Like, you're good. Calm down. And so my dad was in the room when they broke my water, and he was freaking out.
Because it's so taut. That pressure you're feeling is just the bag, because literally I can see it right.
Oh, shit.
And my mom came back. We called her as soon as they said I was 9 centimeters. She was like, I'm not missing this. So she came back in. Everyone came in to say they final congratulations or whatever, like stuff, because there's only 3 people allowed in the room. So my sister, my boyfriend, and my mom stayed in the room for the birth. So after they told me I was 9, they started setting everything up. They put this blue mat or whatever under me, I guess, to easy clean up.
It's really happening. He comes, oh, this is really happening. I said, this is really happening. Right.
They left the monitors on me. They did what else? Oh, they had to turn me back up, and they were telling me keep my knees, like I had to hold the back of my thighs. My boyfriend had one leg, my mom had the other, and they was telling me when I push, I need to sit up, and I need to put my chin in my chest. And when I push, I need to push like I'm taking a dump. And I'm like, how am I gonna do that? And I can't feel anything. Like I don't know what I'm pushing. I don't know. So at this point, I'm just pushing this, and that hurts. So it's about time for me to start pushing or whatever. And when you push, you gotta go. You like, as soon as it, like, the head starts coming out, you can't take any breaks. Like, you literally gotta go. So they have one nurse behind me holding my back up so that I don't lay back, and then they have one nurse also helping but holding my head into my chest so that I also don't lay back. And then they have 2 nurses in front of me, one on the side, checking the contractions, because you're supposed to push when you have a contraction. And it was a lot of people in there. It was a lot of work. And so I'm pushing, whatever. I was pushing for 14 minutes. Yeah. Was it 14? Yeah, 14 minutes. And once they saw the head, like before they saw the head, it was a push. You put the push for 10 seconds. You get like a 3-second break. Push 10 seconds, 3-second break. But once they saw the head, you push for 10 seconds. You get a breath, and you gotta push again. So it was getting overwhelming because first I couldn't, like, I can't feel anything. So it's like I don't know if I'm pushing hard enough or pushing too soft to where she's not coming out fast enough. And then they tell me, your baby's heart rate is going down.
You have to keep pushing.
And so when I heard that, I'm like, huh? Like, what? So at this point, I'm scared again. And I'm pushing, but it's like I'm only pushing this. Like, I feel like I was about to burst a brain vessel or something. And so I'm screaming out, like, I feel like I'm about to pass out. Because y'all know I didn't eat anything, but they gave me ice chips. Ice is what I had. So, and they're like, you cannot stop pushing. You have to keep going. Your baby's heart rate is going down. And I'm like, I know, but I feel like I'm about to pass out. And so they kept trying to give me like breaks with the oxygen on me and all that stuff. They was checking for the heart rate. They was checking for the contraction still. And they're like, we might have to do the vacuum. Like, they might have to vacuum her out. And it's like basically like a suction cup for babies' heads. So they're like, we only get one chance at this. You have to push. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I start. Did y'all see that? Damn near almost died. So anyways, I'm pushing with all my might now because it's like, first of all, I don't want to lose my baby, and then I don't want to pass out on her because then they was gonna have to cut me. They was gonna have to pull her out themselves and all that stuff. I ended up ripping anyways, 2nd degree, but you know, I was fine. It was all about her. Anyways, so I finally pushed to where her whole head came out, and they're like, I just need you to give me one more good push and she'll come out. So I'm pushing as hard as I can, and I just feel it's this big pop when she came out. And it was like this huge relief, but the umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck. So I'm like, why is she not crying? Why is she not crying? Why is she not crying? I can't hear her. Why is she not crying? And so they're like wiggling her, patting her, like trying to have her cry. And I'm just getting like so scared, like, where's my baby? Why is she not crying? Is she breathing? Etc. You know, those questions you would ask if you were scared and worried. So they bring her to the table, and I just hear her little tiny cry. And so I just like lay my head back because I'm relieved. I don't care that I got blood gushing out of me, all that other stuff. Like, I was worried about her and her only.
Hi, princess.
Listen to this little cry.
My boyfriend is sitting here boo-hooing. Not even like, this boy is going at it. My mom doing the same thing. And I'm the only person that didn't cry. I cried. I didn't cry. I don't know why. I was just so like exhausted. I was happy. that she was alive and all that other stuff. But when they finally brought me to her, I was just like so like, I don't even know the word. I just felt calm and at peace and all that other stuff.
Over 52. And I have plenty of witch hazel at home.
Oh my gosh.
And her chair's not bad. It's just a secondary. It's a normal chair.
Yeah, I told her people put right on it. Actually,
Did they cut you?
She's probably smelling you.
So, before they brought her to me, they gave her, no, they was cleaning her up. So as they was cleaning her up, they was cleaning me up, and then started stitching me up because I ripped almost towards my butt, and then I ripped on the inside. Painful. And so they're stitching me up, and they're like, these will heal, they're gonna dissolve, they don't get taken out. So I'm like, all right, I'm not worried about that either right now. So they bring me her, and I only had her for like 2 minutes before they took her away again because she had to get her shots.
So the cream could go in your eye?
Can you see?
Yeah, that's where it goes.
This is the vitamin C.
Oh, there you go.
Look.
She took.
She's tough. Oh, never mind.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, Bouncy, it's okay.
This one stings a little bit.
Oh, Bouncy, it's okay, Bouncy. Oh, I know.
Oh no. Oh, that's such a sad cry. Such a sad cry. Rocking and killing.
She gets her shots, and I just hear her little cry again, and then they finally bring me back to her. But they gave me this medicine I had to take. I don't remember what for, but I had to take the medicine, and when I got her, it was making me shake. I wasn't cold, but I was shivering so bad, and that happened for like an hour straight. And eventually they took us up to the next room. That was going to be our room for 2 days. And so while there, everybody's visiting and all that other stuff, and I'm just enjoying my baby. No milk yet. I had colostrum, barely any of that.
Girlfriend.
I didn't want to starve my baby, so eventually by the end of the night we had to give her a formula, and she took that. I was still in pain because eventually I keep saying eventually, so weird. The epidural wore off, so I felt all of my pain, and I tried to hold my pee in as long as I could because I knew since I got stitched up that when I tried to use the bathroom it was gonna burn, and it did. But they provided me with these little they look like ice pads, like pads filled with ice. They gave me a bottle to put water in and squirt up there so it doesn't burn, and then this spray, it's like a itch and burn spray, something like that. But all of that helped, and witch hazel pads. So yeah, I couldn't take a shower until the next day or later that night because you're supposed to pee at least 3 times before you could shower, and then you have to do it all on your own unless you feel like you need help, so you get to call the nurses and all that stuff. But by the second day I was fine. My boyfriend helped me get out of the bed and stuff, so I was good, but I was still in pain. And so we went home that Thursday. Yeah, we went home Thursday, and it was just all new to us, of course. We didn't get no sleep for like the first week, but she's a good baby. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all see her in a second. She's a good baby. She's quiet. Her cry is quiet a little bit, but she's only fussy when she's hungry and when she's in pain. Of course, that's gonna be all babies. And when she just wants to be held. But other than that, you know, it's been good. It's been a good 5 weeks, you know, getting used to everything. So I'm just gonna skip right on over to the postpartum. I went to the doctor yesterday and they said I am healed for the most part. I still have like a cut that's still healing. Like since I didn't split right down, I split like diagonally and on the inside. It's taken me a little longer to heal. I do get overwhelmed sometimes at night, especially when my boyfriend's not there to help me, and I really don't like asking people for help. That's just always been me. So when I'm not getting the help that I need, which is my fault, I get overwhelmed, I cry, I break down. But I'm not one of those moms who like blame their baby and all that stuff and like want to harm themselves and the baby. No, my postpartum is just me getting overwhelmed all the time, most of the time. But it's getting better. I'm getting better. I still have my anxiety, which is gonna be going away soon because that's another story for another time. But yeah, I'm doing good. She's doing good. Breastfeeding is recommended because your girl is snapping back. Bring me my baby. I don't know if she's up or if she's asleep, but it's so light right now. Can y'all see her?
Oh, I got the same hairstyle. Hers is up, mine is down.
She's still asleep. She looks like her daddy. No, thank you. Oh yeah. This is my baby. This is my video, and I am out.
This is her sister.
No.